Hey Bessie, welcome back. Today we are going to go over some growth mindset training for business owners. First thing to understand, your mindset is 1/3 of the success formula for being a successful entrepreneur or business owner. So let's jump right in today with that success formula. Success comes when you have 3 things in place. Number 1, the mindset. Number 2, the skill set. And number 3, the activity. If you don't have all 3 of those things working for you, success is actually really hard. And here's the challenge specifically with mindset. Most of how we were taught to think in school and growing up was not actually helpful for us as entrepreneurs. So today I'm going to help you unlock your growth mindset so that you can have more success and maybe break through that next level that you've been looking for.
That is excellent.
I'm Amy Walker, your biz bestie, and I help clients create consistent, predictable sales through their organic marketing and their scalable sales strategies. As entrepreneurs, pretty much all of us have experienced stagnation or periods of struggle, and it can be really hard. Having a growth mindset is the key to achievement and progress and making success feel really simple. So when I was an early entrepreneur, I felt like I was working hard all of the time, constantly thinking about my business, constantly attending trainings and listening to motivational speakers and doing everything that I was told to do, but I still wasn't getting the results. And when I did get results, they were definitely not anything to write home about. My mindset was probably my biggest issue, and it held me up for many years. I do not want you to have to go through that. So in today's video, I'm going to tell you exactly what growth mindset is, give you 5 tips for developing it, and at the end, I'm going to give you a challenge for how you can shift into growth mindset in the next 7 days. So plug in, get excited, and let's start creating those big things in your business. Do you have a maintenance mindset or a growth mindset? A maintenance mindset is where all of the thinking that you have maintains the status quo. So some indicators of this would be that you wake up in the morning and first thing you jump into your to-do list for the day, the things that you're worried about with your current life. Your mindset is very focused around where you're at. You see a lot of obstacles. You have a lot of reasons for why you can't go to the next level or things that are stopping you. Growth mindset is where you're stepping into a space of curiosity, you're stepping into a space of belief, you're willing to do the things that are going to create tomorrow. So you're spending less time and energy on today, you're spending more time and energy on building tomorrow. Another indicator of growth mindset is that you're frequently living on the edge of your comfort zone. I'm not saying you have to be uncomfortable all of the time to be successful, but you're not primarily motivated by comfort and safety and security. You're primarily motivated by growth and by progress and by vision for where you want to go. So where are you at right now? Because that's kind of important to know. Are you in growth mindset or are you in maintenance mindset? You want to know so you can start making some shifts. I have 5 different steps today that you can use in order to shift from maintenance mindset into growth mindset. So number 1 is to acknowledge and embrace your imperfections. One of the things that keeps us stuck in maintenance is that we're afraid to make mistakes. We feel like we have imposter syndrome. We feel like we have to be perfected in order to step into the growth zone. And so we consistently tell ourselves that story that we're not ready, we're not ready. If you'll just acknowledge and embrace your imperfections, it's easier to move into growth mindset. For example, so those of you who have been following my channel for a while know that I'm an author. I write books. So if you look up Amy Walker on Amazon, you'll see my business books. But if you look up A.E. King, you'll see my fiction books. And I am not yet a successful author. I have 2 books out, the 3rd one's coming out, and we're getting some readership, but it's been a little bit slow. So if I am in maintenance mindset, here's the thing that I do. I tell myself, you know what, maybe my books they're just not good enough yet, or maybe I don't understand marketing well enough yet, or maybe I'm just too busy to get books out fast enough to make them successful. So those are the types of places where we would look at it and we would protect ourselves from the pain of our mistakes. When we're in growth mindset, we say, you know what, the best way for me to learn that if my books are good or not is for me to actually get them out there and start getting feedback from people. The best way for me to learn how to do marketing is to actually start doing it And in the process of doing it, I'm going to figure out what I don't yet know about Amazon ads. They're totally new to me. So putting ourselves in that space of acknowledging that I do not know everything about the publishing industry. And I'm embracing the fact that I have a lot to learn. I'm 1 year into a brand new industry. I promise you that 1 year into business consulting and coaching and mentoring, I was also not having everything all figured out, right? So embrace where you're at in that journey and don't expect yourself to be perfect in order to make progress. Principle number 2, we have got to stop seeking approval and permission from other people. You don't need anybody's permission to step into greatness and to start to grow. You don't need other people in your life to grow with you. Your best friend doesn't have to be on board. Your spouse doesn't have to be on board. Your parents don't have to be on board. Your siblings don't have to be on board. Your faith leaders don't have to be on board. It is okay for you to say, I feel the divine inspiration that this is the season and time in my life for me to grow, and I do not need permission from anyone else in order to do it. Third is to take a step deeper into authenticity. People want to connect with authentic people. And sometimes when we step into the growth zone, we feel that it's the growth zone. We have not achieved it yet, right? Like the zone where we've already achieved and we're maintaining is maintenance mindset. Growth mindset is all about us stepping into a space that we have not yet conquered. And so when we do, there's this tendency to want to pretend like we've got it all figured out, pretend like we belong there, pretend like we have earned and deserve this space, when in reality, that's not going to attract people in. So if you want to step into that next level of growth, share those goals and dreams with other people. Share with them the concerns about, or fears or doubts that you have, but the fact that you're doing it anyway. We all love a good story about someone overcoming and triumphing against all odds. We love those types of stories. So your story is being written as you go. Share it authentically. It does not mean that you have to air all of your dirty laundry on social media or that you have to prostitute your personal pain in order to gain profits. I'm personally a private processor. So if I'm experiencing a painful situation, I need to be quiet with myself for a minute. I need to figure out where I stand and how I feel. And then once I've come to a place of understanding, that's where I can start to share that painful experience and what I'm learning from it and where I'm at in the journey. But it doesn't mean that you have to throw all your private stuff out in front of the rest of the world in order to be successful. That's just ridiculous and it's simply not true. And it's honestly the reason why a lot of people hold back in business, because they are afraid that they're going to have to go to a level of bearing their soul for the entire world. Your soul is yours. You get to protect it and preserve it. And nobody else, you don't owe that piece of yourself to anyone else. And we get to increase our vulnerability. It's like we have these two opposite ends of the spectrum where you're seeing way too much from people, and then on the other side you're seeing a fake, well-produced image of what they want you to see. The magic happens in the middle. If this is helpful for you and you're digging these tips, I would love to hear from you in the comments. Hit the like button so that the algorithm decides to be friendly and show this to more people. And leave me a comment. I always love hearing from you guys. All right, tip number 4 is a pretty important one. This is to value the process, not just the result. We are such a results-driven society. We value hitting the weight goal. We value the monetary amount that's in the bank account. We value the awards. We value the end result so much, but the reality is success is created in the doing of the process. And that doesn't look very sexy. There's nobody clapping for you when you step into your office in the morning and you choose to visualize yourself creating the results that you want, and then you choose to step into your comfort zone, be a little bit more vulnerable, go after what you want, and stop asking for permission. Nobody cheers for you then, but that is the moment that creates the success. So as you create value for yourself in doing the process and you honor yourself for the rewards, you're going to put yourself in the right position. So I have really struggled with my weight the last couple of years. I turned 40 in 2020, and I think it was a mixture of being stuck at home, but also my hormones changed dramatically. The last couple years have been it's the struggle bus for me. And so I've been exercising really consistently this year, more consistently than I have ever in years past. Have I hit my weight goal? Not even close. Am I even really losing weight? That is very questionable. But you know what? I feel great every time I go. I'm getting stronger. I can keep up with my kids, and I can lift more than a small man. It happened one day. I was like in the circuit right behind this man. He was granted small, but I was like, I'm out lifting this guy. That's awesome. So there is progress in the journey. And that's the part that I want you to celebrate, is the progress, the process, the journey. The results will come if you learn to honor that space. Tip number 5 is to take risks. If you are trying to play it safe and you're playing not to lose, that's not the same thing as playing to win. If you're playing to win, you have to be willing to take risks. You have to do things that you don't 100% know that you can accomplish, but you think that there's a good chance you can make it work, and if it does, it's going to be amazing. And you have to, the flip side of this coin, so one side of the coin is we have to take risks. The flip side of that, though, is that we have to embrace that failure is a wonderful teacher, and stop fearing failure and stop avoiding failure, and instead lean into risks, lean into failure, learn from them, get better at taking them, and that is part of that success mindset. That's part of that growth mindset. If I never do something I don't know how to do, I'm gonna only ever have the things that I have. Okay, so let's do our 7-day challenge. This will take you from stagnation thinking into growth mindset in a very short window of time. The first thing that you're gonna do is start to retrain your brain through visualization. Every morning, you wanna visualize yourself reaching your goals. Every night before you go to bed, you wanna visualize yourself reaching and achieving your goals. The second thing that you're gonna do is you're gonna organize your day based on where you're going, not based on where you're at. So you do not make that to-do list until after you've already gone into that place of visualization of you achieving your goals. Then you decide what are the high priority things for you to do before you get started on your day, and that's what you take action on first. The third piece of this challenge is before you go to bed, I want you to ask yourself a power question. So you visualized, and then the last thing you do before you go to bed is you're gonna ask yourself a power question. Something like, how could I easily and naturally have 10 consistent 10K months? Or who is the right person that can open the door for me being able to get XYZ thing? But ask yourself that power question before you go to bed. When you wake up in the morning, document the ideas that you have, and again, take action on them. And you will find that you shift very quickly from maintenance mindset and into growth mindset. I hope this has been helpful for you. If it has, make sure that you have hit that like button, that you have subscribed to the channel, and come and join us in our private Facebook group, Acquire. We have a really awesome community of entrepreneurs, and we'd absolutely love to have you with us. So now that you know growth mindset training for business owners, the next video that I want you to go watch is how to scale your sales. It's a 15-minute masterclass that will teach you everything you need to know about building, sustaining, and growing your sales as a company. Come back soon.